don't think so.
Okay, I'll call this meeting to order. It is Monday, November 17th, 2025, and it's 9 a.m. and we're here to interview the sheriff's candidate. And there'll be no public comment. Okay, go ahead and come on and take a seat.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Okay.
Just introduce yourself, give you a background.
Angle, and
Okay.
I brought you up kind of a late
Yes.
in there because I wasn't available to get it to you and you weren't here on Friday, so I just gave you an overview of my history.
Okay.
So that's what you have in front of you.
Okay, do you want to just kind of explain, who you are and as a person, and then go into your law enforcement career,
Okay.
kind of give us a synopsis of the whole.
Sure. Who I am as a person, I'm widowed.
Mm-hmm.
I have 5 kids, 13 grandkids, 2 great-grandkids, and all I've known my whole life is law enforcement. That's it. That's all I've ever done. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
Okay.
So other than that, that's about it.
And it's how we have your career. Just
Mhm.
talk about your career a little bit, how you started, when you went in and.
Well, I went in and first of all for the city of Wallace,
Mm-hmm.
worked reserve there, and then went to work for Shoshone County Sheriff in 1976. And then in 1998, I was appointed chief of police for the city of Osborne. Stayed there and retired, and about 7 years ago, and 2 weeks later, Sheriff Alexander asked me to come back on. They were having staffing problems, etc., transporting problems, whatever. So I helped them through there, and then I stayed and worked the North Fork River for up until last year.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. And I worked up there a few years.
Okay, thank you. Does the board want to, how do we want to start with questions? You want to take one question?
Yeah.
each,
Yeah.
and go down the
Yeah.
line? Okay.
We can do that.
Wanna start? Okay.
I'll just start with the easiest one first.
Okay.
Why do you want to work for this department and community?
Because I love it, and that's all I've ever done.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay. What are your top 3 concerns about the department now, and how will you deal with them?
Okay, my number one concern is getting the people back on board
Mm-hmm.
with us, because right now I feel that we've lost connection with the people. And to me, that is so huge. If we can get the people back with us again, supporting us, no matter what the budget is, gaining their trust and support is huge right now,
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the budget woes that we've had?
Well, I've kind of watched YouTube, and I've talked to a lot of folks, and until I can really sit down, with the clerk and go through the numbers and talk, of course, with the staff over here and see where our levels are and everything like that. I can't really get into that much until I can sit down with the clerk and really go through the numbers.
Okay. That's fair enough. Thank you.
Okay. Well, some of these I have to scratch off, so if you have another question, because he's already answered some of them.
Okay. How do you plan to address staff morale and retention for
Well,
the sheriff's
retention
department?
is my huge issue.
Yeah.
And because trying to get someone new to come on board in this day and age is hard. I've talked to a lot of other agencies, they're having the same problem. And I think if we can just keep the team together, is going to be the huge thing that I feel we really need, is to keep our team together, because it's a great team.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do you have any ideas for how to go about retention?
Oh, that's hard. Right now, retention to me is, if you have a great leader, you can keep your people. And if you don't have a great leader, you won't keep your people.
Okay.
How do you prioritize tasks in a high stress environment?
How do I prioritize? I've always had high stress.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to really prioritize that. You get the most heavy call first and
Mhm.
work your way down.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Important calls and then work your way down.
Okay. A lot of people think the office of the sheriff is the last line of defense for people's constitutional rights. What do you believe, if there's a law that violates the citizens' constitutional rights, would you enforce it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
You're a city councilman still, right?
Yes, sir.
So how would you handle doing both of those?
That's pretty easy. If anything came towards us as a council, anything to do with the county, I'd abstain.
How do you feel about being an active sheriff, and describe what you consider being active?
Active is working. And that's all I've done before, even when I was cap or whatever. I work.
Yeah.
I'm so-called workaholic. Been that way my whole career. I take very few vacations. I'm just
Okay.
work.
Okay.
I don't know if you answered this, or what do you feel your greatest strengths are as
Leadership.
Leadership. Okay.
And how do you feel you would work with the current leadership that's over there now as far as your structure? You've got your captains and your lieutenants, and
As I said, I want to keep the team together
want to keep the team together.
as much as possible. We've already lost a sergeant, which I felt really bad about because he is so talented, and I don't want that to happen.
How would you improve coordination and communication with other law enforcement agencies and local government?
Well, we used to have meetings once a month, get together and try to solve problems that each department has. And as a sheriff, I would help them the best way I could. And he's in Chief Osborne. We always did that.
Mm-hmm.
Had that meeting once a month, get together and, put our strengths together.
Okay.
So that's
So
what
like
I would
with
do.
Benoit, Kootenai,
Absolutely.
ISP.
And there's some fences to be mended here with other states that we work with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be one of my first priorities, to get those two states back on board with us.
Okay.
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 Because right now we don't have that, and I think it's very, very important to do.
Okay.
Because we're getting so much traffic from those areas.
Mm-hmm.
And once you build that relationship, as we had before, I used to meet with the sheriff of Mineral and Sanders when I was a captain, at least every 2 months.
Okay.
Because we had so much in common, and we bring names and things, and they have the same people we do over here.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed from then to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, I know there's the Idaho Sheriff's Association resource. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Mhm.
And would you attend their conferences and so forth?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other outside resources do you have current?
I've got a lot of contacts
Okay.
through the years. I've got contacts in just about every county, city, whatever,
Okay.
through, all my years. So
Okay.
I can pull those resources. A lot of them haven't retired yet.
Yep. And it's always easier to, to ask questions.
Absolutely, you
Yeah.
bet.
Okay.
So just to clarify on some of the rumors and that running around, I don't know if you've made a statement yet on this or not, but what are your long-term plans? Would you run again?
If the people want me to, I'll have 6 months before the primary. And if I feel that people are coming to see me and talking to me and I'm making a difference, I'll run again.
Okay.
But if they don't like what I'm doing, I won't run again. That's the bottom line to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't do something in the 6 months, it's not going to give me a long time.
Yeah.
Because things run
Mhm.
slow, but you can get the sentiment of the valley pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I know how to read the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. What would your first 90 days as sheriff look like? What are your priorities?
Well, the jail.
Mhm.
Number one right now is the jail.
Mm-hmm.
From everything that I've learned, the jail's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I think number one right now, we got to figure that out. And using the staff and everything, I hope we can find a fix to this.
Mhm.
Because right now it scares me. I'll be
Mhm.
honest. Anybody taking the office now is going to be in the same boat.
Mm-hmm. What approach will you have for ensuring transparency and accountability for financial matters?
Well, that's kind of a hard question because there's so much negativity with funds and everything else, and we've got so much to fight right now. I'll be as transparent as I can, but there's a lot of stuff that's not going to go to the public. It's not going to, because that's what's caused this crisis in the public right now. And I don't want that. Do not. Will I be open with the public and tell them what's going on? Absolutely. Okay. But as far as that other, no, I will not.
How would you split your time as sheriff between the office and the road and the in and the out? And
Well, and I've got a lot of experience in that respect too. And I was brought up by old sheriffs, Lou Gardner, Frank Cirkovich. Those guys, when your work was done in the office in the mornings, you got out on the road. That was bottom line. There was no gimmies. Once your work was done, you hit the road. And as a sheriff, you need to be out contacting these people to see what their concerns are. They have complaints on deputies, whatever. I need to be out there meeting with these people in different groups and saying, are we doing okay? Can we do better?
Okay.
Describe a time when you had to address poor performance or misconduct within your agency or employment. What steps did you take?
First, we had boards. Of course, the sheriff was the last step. And for disciplinary, if it got to the point where, of course, written, then you'd move up the ladder. And then we'd have a board with that complaint, and they would bring their findings to the sheriff, and he would make the final decision after, of course, addressing with ICRAM to make sure we're all on the same page. And then I'd make my decision of discipline or whatever.
Okay. Thank you.
Explain a situation where you disagreed with a rule or policy and how you handle it.
Rule and policies, are you talking court or what?
Just rules and policy, like county procedures.
Oh,
and
county
things like
procedure,
that.
okay. Yeah, well, I know all the policies. I know, from working there still up until last year. That's up to a lot of what the captain does and the lieutenant does. I got to wait for them to say, hey, this is what's going on, so then I can make that decision.
Okay.
And it's going to be up to the staff.
Okay.
what size sheriff's department do we need to get the job done?
Well, there again, till I can actually sit down with Lance, Seth, or whoever and see where our numbers are, our crime rates are right now, because everything's changing so fast. And I'd like to sit down with them and see where we're at and where we're utilizing people, and are we utilizing them in the right areas and things like that. See, what I've been doing is just, I come in and get my stuff and I go. I haven't been in the administrative part much because that wasn't up to me. I was just a reserve officer, and that's what I would do. And there again, I came to work, I get on work. So.
How do you handle conflict and disagreements within a team?
Well, hopefully we can talk it out is my number one thing. With the team, hopefully we can get a resolution, and just talking. And if I have a problem, they have a problem with this individual employee, I will bring them in, talk to them, see if we can't resolve it. Then if we can't resolve it, then we'll have to take other steps.
Okay. I know one of the questions, will you be working with ISP?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My first call will be to Captain Berger.
Okay. Okay.
What do you hope to accomplish with ISP?
Get them back up here. I know they're short-staffed, but in the winter months, the sheriff's office takes, I don't know how many percent, but of the traffic accidents, usually we can handle them before they even get here. But we need somebody stationed up here again, very badly, because when lookout gets plugged, then it takes 2 of our officers, and they might be there for 10 hours. And ISP will send 1 car, I mean, that's just not acceptable.
Mhm.
That's
So
not our jurisdiction.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But it is, but it isn't.
Mhm.
That's them,
Mhm.
not us.
So you work with them to try to get that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this, but how important is the river and patrolling the river in your priorities?
I'll tell you, from working up there the last 5 years, I was able to get most of the druggers out of there. I was very lucky. I got a good way to verbal judo and got most of them out. I got to know everybody living up there. Checked on the elderly once a week, make sure they needed anything like a gallon of milk, they'd call me and I'd take a gallon of milk to them. I mean, that's the way community policing should work. If they needed something, they could just call me. A lot of times they wouldn't even have to go through dispatch. They'd call me and I'd just answer their questions, be it civil, whatever I could. If I didn't have an answer, then I'd have them call dispatch.
So are you a pretty firm believer in community policing?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I know you've gone through a lot, so you've already plugged in some of the holes, but I'll just ask
Sure.
the question. What is your vision for serving our community?
My vision is to get everybody back on the same page.
Okay.
With you guys as well.
Mhm.
I want a very good working relationship with you guys and the clerk. That's so imperative.
It is.
If we don't
Mhm.
have that together, we have nothing.
Yep.
Now, I've had some questions from Calder and Avery. We've Calder and Avery, sometimes they feel like they're left out. How will you improve that?
Well, that's been my whole career. We've had the same problem up there.
Mhm.
Because we can't station somebody 24/7.
Exactly.
And that's what they want. But yet you send somebody up there and they sit by the Calder store or something when they're having a gathering. They get mad and don't want them up there. The answer to that is send people when it's busy. If not, hit and miss.
Gotcha.
Just go in there randomly once in a while, and that's all you can do with those folks.
Okay.
My whole career, we've had the same problem up there.
And I
They're
know-
never happy. You can attend their functions. They like you while you're there, but they want you out of there when it's done.
And I know in the summertime it's getting really busy.
Yeah,
too,
mainly the lower
up
part.
there. Yeah.
Right. The lower
Yeah.
part is extremely busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know the summer months.
Yeah, from
They-
St. Joe City, down in that
Yeah.
area is really busy.
Yeah. they've made comments in the past that it felt like lawless land in the summer months.
Oh, it is.
And they handle
I
the
know
law
most
themselves.
of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's little Silver Valley over there. So, but we will get people necessary if we have the manpower.
Okay.
And again, manpower is going to be huge.
What about the reserve? Will you look at using more reserve officers? in this
There's no
chance?
reserve program anymore.
Mhm.
They're hard to come by.
Okay.
They can't get a reserve certificate anymore. And so you hope to get somebody like me that was retired
Mhm.
or somebody like that. And I'll try to do that. But again, I'd like to see a reserve program start up again where we can utilize that because it's so much cheaper.
Mhm.
But I don't see that forthcoming because Kootenai doesn't want to do it because manpower, of course, and the training they have to do. They don't have the resources anymore to do that because Kootenai and Coeur d'Alene City used to get together and put on the training for them. Well, they just can't do that anymore. And I don't know about the new chief coming in Coeur d'Alene, but I hope to meet with him, whoever they select,
Mhm.
finalize, and see what we can do there.
Okay.
I know in the past we had citizens on patrol. Is that something that?
That's a liability of that anymore. I wouldn't want anymore.
Okay.
The way people are treating law enforcement right now,
Mhm.
I think they'd be in high danger. I got to be honest with you. Driving a marked car, no. Too much liability.
Of course, there's been a lot in the press and everywhere else about the pay challenges with our law enforcement and trying to retain people with the pay we have. Do you have
Right.
any thoughts on that issue?
Well, there again, I'm gonna have to meet and see what everybody's making, and how the matrix works and the law fund, of course, and until I can actually look at that, I really don't have an answer. Till I can actually sit down and go through the numbers.
Okay.
As again, I did watch a lot of what was happening here, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge, and that's why a lot of folks came to me and says, "You're probably up for the challenge." Even though I'm a little older, still feel great and ready to do it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have anything we haven't asked you that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I just think I'm going to stress this. Community policing is so huge right now, the negativity against all of us. We got to try to work with the Democrats, the Republicans, which shouldn't even come into play, but it is. And I'd like to see if we couldn't come to some type of level ground, mainly with all the negativity. The negativity to me right now is killing us.
Yep.
And we got to fix that.
I think it's killing the whole county.
It's exactly, and even for you guys. And to me, it's just so important that we talk to these folks, all the 10 Republican committees and Democrat committees, and try to say, hey, can we knock off the rhetoric? Give us a chance. We're starting fresh. Please just give us a chance. Don't tear us apart in the first 3 months.
Exactly.
If they do that, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
And I want to get rid of that because, and I think I'm a people person, and I think if we can actually get those people working with us, it'll be so beneficial to this county.
I agree.
And I really think that is huge. That's my number one.
And I think that would be important too, to go out and meet. Like
Absolutely.
You said, is be out at,
It definitely is. I mean, I can tell you from my past, seeing Mike Gunderson and, driving around and meeting, and even Chuck Reynolds with the community. I mean, Chuck would drive through the neighborhoods and just even
who do you
wave.
think trained both of them?
Yeah. But I mean, that makes an impact
it does.
too.
It's huge that way.
Just
And
driving by and.
Well, like up the river even, anybody moving in, I'd stop, introduce myself, and say if you ever need anything, and it meant so much to them. Even being Spokane, Edinburgh, California, they're our residents now.
Yes.
And they built some beautiful homes up there. And they all know me by Spike, and that's what I'm going to continue, not Sheriff Spike. I want that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I just call me Spike. We get along great. So it's my thoughts.
I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
That's good.
Just one question from my office, Mr. Chair. Spike, if this commission selected you to take the reins of the sheriff's office, how much time do you think you would need to wrap up any personal affairs before you would be ready to assume that position? Would you be ready in days, weeks? Do you have a general idea of what that timeline would look like?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Pretty simple. I'm ready.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, I haven't been gone that long over here. So. And I'm still serving civil papers. So what does that tell you?
Well, we appreciate you. And
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate your time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing further, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.